global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Some days back, these southeastern governors were at a dilemma over the citatory mandate given by the indigenous people of Biafra, or those agitating for Biafra in Southeast, where it may likely affect over 300,000 candidates writing national exams, external exams. Of course, they've been going back and forth on that, but the latest among them, of which Governor Alex Otti of Abia State have decided to spearhead, and it looks like it's not going to come quite easy. A lot is at the pipeline. The question now is, would he be protecting these people, or would he be standing with those agitating for Biafra? Remember, both of them are still his people, and what those agitating for Biafra is asking for is another thing entirely. We're going to find out all of that in a jiffy. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button beside it. You see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Governor Alex Otti of Abia State has said that his administration is not interested in going into unnecessary confrontation with the promoters of the May 30th sit-at-home in honor of those brought down during the Nigerian Civil War. Now, the governor, who spoke no more ahead, said that people had the right to mourn their dead ones. Now, Governor Otti, who spoke through his special advisor on media and publicity, that's Mr. Ferdinand Ekeoma, said that government was in touch with schools to ensure that students currently sitting for the West African examination WAEC exams in the state are not adversely affected. Now, he said that government was engaging with all the actors to ensure that the academic interests of the WAEC candidates were not hurt. He said, and I quote him, "Government is in touch with all the schools affected to see what could be done so that WAEC exams are not disrupted. We are in touch with schools on how to handle the situation. We are not interested in unnecessary confrontation with the people who are appealing for a sit at home in honor of their dead ones. They have every right to mourn their own, especially going by the history of that war. It's something we shouldn't politicize. It was an emotional period when we remember the genocidal onslaught. We don't have any interest confronting those who are asking people to observe that moment of honor for those who were victims of that. It's something we are handling with wisdom and diplomacy. We are engaging with all the actors that are involved. We are putting measures in place that government may not want to make public. The most important thing is to see what we can do to ensure that students write their exams. There are things we don't want to disclose, but be rest assured that we are putting measures in place to ensure there is peace in Abia State." These were the words of the representative of Alex Otti to the media person. Of course, one believes that if the media person is speaking, that's Alex Otti speaking as well. Years back, when the agitation was really very strong, during the reign and time of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he was still at the helm of the affair, before, of course, he became detained in DSS. It has always been a case of 30th of May. There's this special day that they commemorate, I think 30th and 31st sometimes. They give special days to those, they call it the fallen heroes during the Biafra and Nigerian war, and it has been something they usually remember. Even before Soludo, the Anambra State governor, became governor, there was a time also that day came. I saw him with I think flowers. It's not something. It's their heritage. Those who are from Southeast, it's not something that, like Alex Otti said, this whole thing requires wisdom and diplomacy. Going about confronting. Now the question now is, did truly such something happen unique on that day? Yes. Is it in history? Yes. Is it something that was made public? Is it something public? Yes. Just like we have our Democracy Day, maybe it's their own day of saying, oh, because let's tell ourselves the truth. Southeasterners went through something really strong that period, where we begin to hear things like Onyani and one year, and don't forget your own. Let's all hold our hands together, let's grow, let's grow the economy. And that's where you begin to hear things like that trading business that is unique to the Southeasterners. After that period, they lost so much. Regardless of whatever you own, I think it was just £20 they gave them after the whole saga, civil war that went down. Souls went down. Okay, and somehow they were able to build out of nothing to the Southeast is back. Okay, so they have an experience, they have a history, and it's going to be gross foolishness. This has always been coming from me. It's going to be gross foolishness because you want to belong. You keep denying your heritage. You keep denying that such a thing happened. And I'm glad that the person of Alex or to the governor of Abia State understand the dynamics. He's a governor. He understands the heritage. He understands the pains of the people. He's from there. And the people are saying, can we honor the fallen heroes of our time? So it's also in honor of his people. And the disruption is going to affect his people as future generation writing exams, international national exams. So there has to be some level of diplomacy. Okay, what you're doing is okay. You understand the pains, of course. He's also from there. And then again, he's also looking at, but if you do this now, the students are not going to, they're not going to write the exam, they will fail that exams. He said, wait, they will say, no, we can't shift. So he's working on modalities that mustn't be placed in public so that it doesn't look as if, he's budging to those who are agitating, and also doesn't look as if those who are agitating, they're sending out information to those who they feel that are actually against them. So it requires a lot of wisdom and diplomacy, of which that's what is applied. I would have even advised other governors, if this works out, which I perceive it will, they should actually contact Governor Alex Otti of Abia State and ask, how did you go about this? Because it's their right. Just the same way, at some point, the Southwesterners were able to pressure Nigeria as a country to move Democracy Day from May 29th, that it was used to be, to June 12th, which was the day of annulment of MK Abiola. Otherwise, there's nothing political in that June 12th, but it's a unique day for Southwesterners where Abiola's funeral was annulled and all that. So they made it, let it be something nationally celebrated. So they also have theirs. Okay, we should be sensitive to other people's plight so that we can also understand, or we should put ourselves in other people's plight so we can understand, what they are going through. Okay, and I'm glad also that somebody of better understanding, instead of going confrontational, that they know what's right. Exam military full everywhere, joint security force full everywhere, exams, everybody come out, and nobody will come up because life is one. But this is a great diplomacy coming from here. I must give him all his flowers. Kudos to Alex Otti for coming from that angle and from that dimension, so that no soul will have to be lost. They are still brothers. They don't have to fight against one another, just to prove a point. You can have your way, because it's not like they're commenting in a crowd. They only say, just want to remember them this year, this date, many years ago in history, to show that we still remember that role you played in history. And I feel that as time goes on, hopefully, just the same way they adopted June 12th, I'm also hopeful that a government that understands the power of diplomacy and inculcating all tribes will look into that May 30th, 31st date and see how it can factor it in our history in time, such that there will be a special day off or something for that, to that effect. That way, the Igbos will be fully integrated into the Nigerian system. That's where we're going to wrap it up. We could go on and on. What's your take on this? Have a nice time. God bless you.
Global happenings today. We communicate.